Welcome everybody to Testosterone Fantasy Sports, the Week 4 edition, coming at you in full effect. I'm Jeff. With me is Yeastie. Thanks for being here, Yeastie. Really appreciate it, man.
Good to be here.
All right, well, this is the Week 4 episode of the show, and it's the border battle this week. We're going to start with the Vikings. It's of the utmost importance that we discuss the Vikings early on here in the show, and so we're going to get right to it. Last week, Yeastie, the Vikings, in my opinion, we got jobbed at the Chiefs.
Really?
I really
think they got jobbed? Wow. What I saw was a team that just couldn't really stop anybody through the air. The Chiefs adjusted to it there at the end. They did a great job of containing Larry Johnson. But the weakness is in the secondary, and that's what I thought they got exposed once again in the secondary.
Yeah,
to the
the
passing
Chiefs'
game.
awesome wide receivers were super good against us.
Well, what does that tell you? If you can't stop the Kansas City Chiefs through the air, I mean,
they got the ball to Tony Gonzalez, and traditionally tight ends have fared very well against us. In my opinion, we got robbed on the Visante Shenko touchdown. All right, he caught the ball, and it looked to me like from the angles we saw that he cradled the ball with his hand between the ball and the field. And then I personally think, being a conspiracy theorist, I personally think that whatever the camera guy was on the other side of that shot lives in Kansas City and is a big Chiefs fan because there was no angle from that side.
So are you saying we have Camera Gate Part 2 going on? Is that what you say? It's another conspiracy, another cheating involving cameras, and the Vikings got robbed?
We got robbed.
I think that they managed the game pretty well. Kelly Holcomb did a decent job. He made a couple of bad throws, including that one terrible overthrow.
That was the other play that ruined the game for us.
But he managed the game well. Adrian Peterson came along well once again, proving that he's worth every penny that they gave him in that number 7 overall pick. But Dwayne Bowe made a nice play over Cedric Griffin, and another thing that makes my point even that much more solid is Cedric Griffin's number 5 in the league in tackles with 19. So I mean, I think it was 19. I don't know what it was, but Cedric Griffin is up there in tackles, top 5, not 19. I think it was 39. But he's got a lot of tackles. Let me just put it to you that way. And you shouldn't have a cornerback being up in the top 5 in tackles. So
anyway, it was a really tough matchup. We knew that the Chiefs were going to play us really tough going down into Arrowhead. These two teams, they see each other a lot during the preseason because they are so close in camp, in proximity to one another. And, to see the two teams go down there and knock heads, it was exciting. And I felt like the first half we won. I really thought that our defensive line contained Larry Johnson, as others have done here so far this season. And I don't think that stopping the rush is obviously not the problem for us. It's the pass.
Yeah, it's the same thing that it's been. It was the same thing last year. You couldn't run against the Vikings. Nobody even tries. That's why they come in, and that's why I'm a little worried about the Vikings this week, because the Packers already know they can't run the ball, so they know they're going to throw. So we'll have to see how it goes this week. But playing in Arrowhead is a tough place to play. I've watched the Browns play there, and they just got destroyed one year, about 4 years ago. So but in Arrowhead they hung tough. They had a chance to win the game. Kansas City found a way to pull it out, and that's generally what you want to do at home. You want to find a way to win a game that you really shouldn't have had that much business being in it in about halfway through the third quarter anyways. But
that camera guy can really enjoy his autographed Larry Johnson football that he's got now. So in the interest of not looking behind and looking ahead, it is the border battle this weekend. So welcome everybody to the border battle. We'd like to thank you all for joining us. We're getting the mojo flowing here on the show today as the Packers come into the Hubert Humphrey H. Metrodome.
The 3-0 Packers.
They're going to come in here, and we're going to see Brett Favre attempt to break a couple of records against our beloved Vikings defense.
I'm sure one record you would love to see broken would be the number of interceptions for a career. I believe he has 2 to tie, 3 to break that record. They're definitely going to be throwing the ball a lot. I like the mojo you got going on with the cheese head, with the noose around it and everything else. I love Vikings-Packers week. I'm not affiliated with either team. I love the excitement that I see around here. And it's always a fun game no matter what. The records pretty much don't matter at this point. When these two teams come together, anybody's going to win. And usually the home team fares better than the road team.
Yeah, that's right. Coincidentally, Jesse is not here with us this weekend. He's gotten an opportunity to do something that he's always dreamed of. And he's this week, actually, as we speak, while we tape this show, he's trying out for quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings because we need some extra help in case, Favre were to come in and things weren't to go our way. They might want to throw Jesse out there and see what he can do.
He's trying out for the Vikings?
Yeah, he's trying out for quarterback.
They're going to try the option with him? They're going to run the option, him and AP?
Well, we'll see what, they get going on. They might work Jesse out on the bootleg.
What's his 40
I think he runs like a 5'9" or 6'9".
That's about what Holcomb
sub
runs, I
8.
think. Yeah, well, that's not bad.
So
Probably got a stronger arm than anybody but Tarveras
Right.
anyways, too.
So anyway, Favre has a chance to break a couple records. One touchdown will get it, and I really think that him and Driver are going to be working together to try to get that going here early in the game. They would like to put that behind, and it would be befitting that Favre break the record against the Vikings, being the big rivalry that it is, steeped in tradition, basically. This, or in Week 5, they face the Bears, so it would be interesting to see, if he breaks that touchdown record against either one. It would be great if he didn't break the touchdown record against us.
Yeah.
If he doesn't, I would think there's a great chance that he would break the interception record, which he needs 3 to do.
Yep.
And how wonderful would it be to see Darren Sharper get that 3rd interception and take it to the house, baby.
Typically Brett Favre hasn't played too well in the Dome, so he's not always fared so well. But the team is rolling at this point. Even Vikings fans have to admit that the Packers are playing pretty well. They've had 2 of their games be at home, but I mean they're playing pretty well. You got to hand it to them. Greg Jennings came back in a big way last week in the 4th quarter with a long touchdown to put him ahead of the Chargers. Do I think they're going to go 11-5, 12-4? No, I don't think they will. I think 10-6 is about the best that this team's going to be. And honestly, I mean, like I said, records don't really count when it comes to these games. But looking at it, I really think the Vikings, if this is their season right here, this is their season. There's a huge difference between being 500 and being 1-3.
Yeah, it's crazy. And that's one reason why we really, really need to win this game. All you Purple fans out there, we got to get the mojo flowing, get started early, go talk a little bit of smack to your Packer brethren that you work with or see on a regular basis. We got to bring the victory home this week for our team. We need it. So we need Tarveras or Kelly Holcomb, whoever steps up to quarterback, to perform at a level that's going to not cost us the game. And then our defense needs to shut down the pass if possible. We need pressure on the quarterback. We're not going to be able to hold the pack down if we can't get to them. So we're calling out Ray Edwards and Brian Robeson. Now, we want a sack from each of you boys. You can do it. We believe in you, so go out and do it. And then for on the fantasy field, we've got a running back situation brewing in Green Bay. It looks like the starting job who everybody thought was going to just be Brandon Jackson. He's been running a little bit more like he's afraid to get hurt. And they've got another kid on their team who's got a great last name, Deshaun Wynn. He might be able to help your team win. You might even still get him on the waiver wire like I did just today. Go on and check it out. He's stealing touches like crazy and getting all the goal line love. Yeastie, what do you think about the backfield situation here in Green Bay?
That's where I disagree with you because he didn't get the goal line love last week. Brandon Jackson got the goal line touchdown. Deshaun Wynn, 2 carries for 9 yards. I'm not a big believer in Deshaun Wynn. I own Brandon Jackson and Vernon Morency. I let Deshaun Wynn go to you. So, if you think Deshaun Wynn is going to be the answer for your struggling LaDainian Tomlinson, who I keep wearing this jersey, by the way, for the Yeastie curse. Everybody who reads my stuff on the website, tfsonline.com, knows about the Yeastie curse. This isn't coming off until LT has a huge game and breaks the Yeastie curse. So, if you think Deshaun Wynn can save you, I don't think that he can. But, if you're desperate with bye week fill-ins and everything like that, I mean, there's worse places to be, that's for sure.
And the bye weeks are here, and bye week fill-ins are very important. And here coming up, Week 6 and Week 8, there's extra teams on bye, 6 teams each on bye in Week 6 and 8, so the lineups are going to be much thinner. A guy like Deshaun Wynn is the kind of guy who you can possibly use to help you get by in a tough matchup in a week like that. So the byes are here, and hearing about LT, we're going to go to break right now, and when we come back, we're going to start off breaking down the Chiefs and the San Diego matchup. So join us here in just a moment.